Hey everyone, if you want to make your own podcast but you don't know where to begin, Spotify for Podcasters makes it super easy. They've got everything in one place, it's totally free, and you can make money while doing it. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start doing it today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and pretty much everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also supported, and you can even conduct polls and Q&As. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, the platform is totally free. No catch, totally free. When I wanted to start my own podcast, I did not know where to begin, and I didn't think it was even possible. And Spotify for Podcasters made it happen. They made it easy, they made it quick, and I am doing something that I love. What more can I ask for? So if you're interested in starting your own show, you can do it, and I highly recommend you give this a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Kratom, the podcast about anything and everything Kratom. Great to have you with us on this Friday morning. Hoping all's well with you out there today as always. Today I'm going to go on a bit of a teeny tiny brief rant. And, well, no excuses. I apologize. So basically, here's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at all these laws being passed around the country. And, you know, not specifically right now, although there is one that just passed, I think, yesterday or today. I'll link it in the description when I find the article. But West Virginia, that's what it was. So they passed a law, and it's regulating kratom, right? But it's also regulating cannabinoids. And this, when I read it, there's just something that like clicked in my head and made me think, you know what? I kind of am... I got to say something about this. So here we go. Why are we grouping them together? Why are we always grouping these two things together? And it's, I guess the reason why this is a bit of a sore spot for me is because Vermont, which is near and dear to my heart, and I go there all the time and I live very close by, their law, which is very up in the air actually, their law, which is technically banning kratom but not really, is like based on the idea that kratom is a synthetic opiate, or synthetic cannabinoid rather. A synthetic cannabinoid. And as I've said before, kratom is not synthetic. It's not a cannabinoid. But it's like, can we just all like generally agree on that? Because if we can't, then what are we even doing? Like, it just seems weird to me that we're going to be equating the two. I know that we don't. I know that like just because of some, you know, two things are in a bill doesn't mean that they're the same, right? Like I'm aware of that. But the thing that gets me is that I consistently see these two things grouped together in a bunch of different bills, a variety of bills. And it's just kind of strange that we can't just see things for what they are, that we have to kind of like keep on putting them together, even though sometimes there are a lot of similarities. And in this case, I'm sure that for a lot of people, there is a lot of similarity or overlap between the two in terms of their own experiences. But the fact of the matter is right now, cannabinoids finding their place in terms of regulation, give or take. Kratom, not so much. Kratom is very up in the air. And, you know, we just legalized hemp, but we don't have legalized, you know, stems of kratom plants, let alone the leaves themselves. So we're still kind of figuring out what we all think about it. And I don't think it's helpful to group it into bills with other things. And I think that that's the main thing that I don't like about it. It's not that I have anything against cannabinoids or for it, you know, like it's its own thing too. But I think that since it's such an interesting time right now when it comes to kratom and what people think about it and where it's considered in different states, in terms of regulation and the level that's required to have a safe public, let's say, if that's the way you want to put it, I think that we need to kind of have the two separate for now, and we need to just kind of talk about one and then the other. Or at least with kratom, we need to talk about just kratom when we're talking about it, because these people don't even know what they're voting on. They know what they're voting on with cannabinoids, kind of. But with Kratom, I don't think they really know anything about it. And I think bringing in other things is just kind of muddling the waters. So there you go. That's my thought, and that's my rant. So I hope you all have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday. I've got a fun one for you all on Monday, so make sure to tune in, and we'll talk to you then. All right, talk to you then. Bye-bye.